Hi everyone, it's Nina. Thanks so much for joining me today. I am bringing you some STAMPtember inspiration using the new STAMPtember release from Simon Says Stamp, and I wanted to create some bright, happy colored cards using some of the new stencils in the release. I love working with stencils because stencils are so versatile. You can do so many different things with them, and I thought it would be fun to mask my stencils to create some very colorful backgrounds. If you have a stencil that has a repeating design, this is perfect for this technique because you can then mask off a section of that repeating pattern, color it with a bit of ink, and then you can mask off the next section and color that with a different color of ink. And whether you use a lot of colors or just a few colors, your background is going to look amazing. It's going to give your stencil a whole new look. So let's talk about what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the DECO Squares stencil from CZ Design and Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to lay this down onto a card panel, put some tape down to hold it in place, and we are ready to start stenciling. I used some purple tape to go ahead and mask off one of the squares. We're going to do each square a different color, and I picked out a variety of rainbow colors to do my ink blending. But as I'm masking, this is going to give me the opportunity to color only one square, and it's going to mask off each of the other squares so that I don't get any ink on the others. So here are some of the colors I picked out. I picked out some bright, happy colors that I love for my Simon Says Stamp ink line, and I'm going to use the iCrafter blending brush tips. These are fingertip little brushes, and they're perfect for small blending areas like this, where you just need a little bit of ink. One of the things I also wanted to tell you is that when you're masking off these squares, make sure you reuse the masks. You can reuse this tape multiple times before you have to replace it with a new set of masks. So I actually got a lot of blending done with this first mask so that I didn't have to waste my purple tape. And I'm just going to continue coloring each of the little squares with a different color of ink, and I'm going to really get a beautiful background here. Now, I love the colors that I used on my card, and if you are interested in knowing which colors I used, I have them linked in the video description or over at my blog, so I hope you'll check that out. Alright, so we're just about done coloring this whole background. Now, I'm going to leave this one with just the blending. However, you could step this up even more and create an even more colorful background and something with even more pop and wow by adding paste over top. And that's what I did here. Check out this background. I love how bright the colors became and how glittery they are because I added translucent paste over top of the blending before I took the stencil off. So for that background, I used this bubble wrap stencil. And this is actually a big 6x9 stencil. So I laid it onto my paper and I masked off each stripe of dots to create this really cool rainbow blend. And then I put paste over it before I took the stencil off. So that creates this really awesome texture, and it brightened up the colors, and it was allowing me to add glitter over top. So that was perfect. Alright, so what you're seeing me do now is I die cut a bunch of greetings. I used some happy birthday and also the best day ever, which are brand new from the STAMPtember release. I cut them from green cardstock. I'm going to stack them up, and then I'll put them each onto the shadow layers that coordinate with those dies. I also wanted to add a few supporting sentiments, so I pulled out the Tiny Words birthday stamp set, which is an older set, but one of my most favorites because it has some great birthday greetings in it. I'm going to go ahead and stamp those onto black cardstock with embossing ink, and then I can emboss those with white embossing powder. After I've embossed the greetings, I cut them down using my sentiment labels dies, and I'll pop those up with the big greetings that I have already on my cards. You could leave these cards as is, or you can bring in some colorful sequins like I'm doing for the happy birthday card, and I'm going to go ahead and glue some of those down around those deco squares. I'm going to leave the polka dot card exactly how it is with just a couple of greetings because there's so much glitter, it does not need anything else. I love the sparkle and shine of both of these cards, and I love how those colors pair together to create these very happy birthday cards. I also created one more version here using the same technique, using the Deco Square stencil. However, I used the best day ever sentiment on this card, and I added a few sequins to this one too. I hope that you were inspired by today's cards. I thank you so much for stopping by and visiting with me today. If you would like to see more STAMPtember inspiration, I hope you'll stop by my blog because I'll be sharing inspiration using the new STAMPtember products all month long. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll be back again soon with more to share. Bye!